We are here today to meet to consider the nomination of the two that have just been introduced, and we thank both of you for being here today. I know that some of you have families here, and we'd like to have you introduce your families at the appropriate time, and any other friends that you have brought with you. We have a room reserved for classified discussion. If it becomes necessary, which I hope it doesn't, we can adjourn to that room that would be down in the Visitor Center 217. Now, we have certain required questions to ask, and so what I'd like to ask of each of you is to respond audibly so that we'll have you on record. Have you adhered, I'm speaking to both of you now, have you adhered to applicable laws and regulations governing conflicts of interest?
Yes.
I heard one yes.
Yes.
Oh, good. Do you agree, if confirmed, to appear and testify upon request before this committee?
Yes. Yes.
Do you agree to provide documents, including copies of electronic forms of communication, in a timely manner when requested by a duly constituted committee, or to consult with the committee regarding the basis of any good faith delay or denial in providing such documents?
Yes. Yes.
Will you ensure that your staff complies with the deadlines established for requested communications, including questions for the record in hearings?
Yes. Yes.
Will you cooperate in providing witnesses and briefers in response to congressional requests?
Yes. Yes.
Will those witnesses be protected from reprisal for the testimony or briefings?
Yes.
Have you assumed any duties or undertaken any actions which would appear to presume the outcome of the confirmation process?
No.
The National Defense Strategy directs our national military to prepare for the return of great power competition. This means that we must be prepared to deter and, if necessary, decisively defeat potential near-peer adversaries. Obviously, we're talking about China and Russia. In order for the Department of Defense to achieve that goal, the U.S. Space Command must have forces to present that are trained and equipped appropriately. The commander of U.S. Space Command will need to plan and execute global space operations as directed. As this is a newly established unified combatant command with an expansive area of operations, your interaction with the intelligence community, including the National Reconnaissance Office, will be vital in rebuilding and establishing space warfighting readiness. I urge you both to embrace collaboration. That means working with each other. We are at a serious risk of falling behind in our great power competition, but both of you can prevent that. We know that that isn't confined to space. We know that there are problems out there that didn't used to be there. There was a time when there was a presumption that what we had in America was always better than what whoever they happened to be at the time. That's not true anymore. The Intelligence Authorization Act for fiscal year 2014 requires the director of the National Reconnaissance Office be appointed by the President and with the advice and consent of the Senate. The Senate Select Committee on Intelligence held a hearing for Dr. Scolese on the 1st of May and referred the nomination to the Armed Services Committee today. Now, that's all written in law. That actually came through our NDAA of 2014. And so this is the first time that application has taken place. Dr. Scolese, your duties and span of control of the NRO will be far-reaching. I was initially concerned with your public statement regarding the establishment of the United States Space Command and the possibility of integration and synchronization of the NRO. And so we sensed a little bit of turf creeping in, which quite often does. So I'd like to know the reason, Dr. Scolese, for making such a bold statement without knowing the details of the proposed organization, or if you, speaking against the integration of any intellectual community assets within the future Space Command. General Raymond, as you prepare to establish the U.S. Space Command, if confirmed, I would like to know if you believe that you have the resources and personnel and all that necessary to complete the job that is going to be assigned, to the awesome responsibility that will be assigned to you. Senator Reed.